Hi, everyone. Hopefully everyone can hear us. Thank you for joining us today for our Auxiliary Services Town Hall for Spring 2022. My name is Deborah Hubler. I am the Executive Director of Auxiliary Services. For those of you who may not know who we are, Auxiliary Services encompasses snack and beverage vending for our campus. We also oversee food services and the campus store. And we are called auxiliaries because our operations are revenue generating. We do not receive funding through tuition dollars or student fees or state tax appropriations. Our operations have to be fully paid for through the revenues that are generated by our programs. And we do know that our programs are highly utilized by thousands of people every single day. So we wanted to provide the opportunity to highlight what you can expect for the majority of our students, staff, and faculty as we move through the spring semester. So this is the second time that we've had to produce our own virtual town hall, and we're still kind of newbies at this. So if we end up having technical difficulties, we just ask that you please bear with us while we work through it. You can ask questions as we go through our presentation by typing them into the Q&A function. And we should have a few minutes at the end of our presentation to answer most, if not all of them. We'll also have our email address up on the last slide. So if you have a question that we're not able to answer during this town hall, or if you have a question that comes up later, or you have a question about your own personal situation that you would prefer to ask in private, please feel free to email us at that address, which is auxiliaryservices@uh.edu. Again, it will be up on the last slide, so you can write it down if you need to. We're always happy to connect with our clients and answer questions and listen to your feedback. Speaking of which, we will be placing a link to a very short survey into the chat at the end of our presentation. We encourage all of you to click on that link and please provide us with your thoughts on our town hall and its content. And also please be advised that this town hall is being recorded. We will be making the recording available for later viewing. The link will be up on the front page of our Auxiliary Services website. Okay, so kicking us off in our town hall is Nadine Frias Martinez, Program Director for Auxiliary Services. Nadine, take it away.
Thank you, Ms. Deb. I actually have Kendall Castro joining us today. He is the chair of our Bookstore Advisory Committee. So I'm going to let Kendall take the lead in introducing the campus store slides and giving just a little bit of background on what the Bookstore Advisory Committee functions as on campus and just a little bit about his role as the chair. Take it away, Kendall. Sorry, Kendall, you're on mute.
I think we might have lost him. Looks like he hopped off. He might be trying to hop back on, Nadine. I think he was having trouble getting himself off mute.
See, we are noobs at this, so that's our first technical difficulty of this presentation.
Hello, can everyone hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm so sorry about that. I was still in the waiting room for some reason, but here we go. So my name is Kendall Castro and I'm the chair for the Bookstore Advisory Committee. The Bookstore Advisory Committee serves in an advisory capacity on all matters pertaining to the campus bookstore and services as well. We work with various groups in a proactive way to ensure that there's ample support for all the different programs that we offer, all the operational plans we have, new initiatives as well, and other issues that impact the satisfaction, quality, and customer service at the campus bookstore. With that said, it is going to be my pleasure to introduce Ms. Samantha Eads, our campus manager, to share some exciting updates that the campus store operations has planned for this semester. Samantha, please take it away.
Thank you so much, Kendall. So my name is Samantha Eads and I am your campus store manager. And I want to start off on the next slide talking about our grand opening that we recently had. So we were able over the past summer do a remodel / refresh of the store to make it look more modern and exciting and more open. And so we were really excited about that, and in doing that, created a grand opening experience. It was held over 3 days. We had a ribbon cutting with our previous chairs of the Bookstore Advisory Committee, as well as Dr. Norwood, who is still currently on our committee. We were able to hand out snacks, do prizes. So we had 2 lucky students win a computer and an iPad. And we also had author signing events. So we were able to bring back an alumnus that previously graduated, and he wrote the book Be Someone, and we had him in store. So that was a pretty exciting event for us. But moving forward and forward thinking, on the next slide, we're going to talk about our commencements that are coming up. So for anyone who's graduating soon, or maybe you're not graduating soon, but you want to know what that's going to look like in the future, because in the end, that's our overall goal, is to be here for you throughout the process and get to that commencement period where you get to celebrate all your achievements. With that, we have a grad fair every semester so that students can come in and ask questions, pre-order their regalia, talk to our different vendor reps, do photography in some cases, and also have the alumnus here handing out spirit cords. We'll also have a graduation celebration later in the semester, and this is when the regalia that you pre-ordered arrives if you ordered from us. But also note that if you go to the Herff Jones website, which is herff.ly/UH, you can order that same regalia at the same price and have it shipped to your home. So we're looking forward to having those events in store. So if you're a graduate, please stop on by March 8th through 10th from 10 to 4. On the next slide, one of the things that we're trying to continue to do is campus engagement. A part of campus engagement is we have 2 social media accounts. We're on Instagram and on Twitter under the handle of UH Campus Store. With that, we're posting different things that are happening, whether it's the graduation fair, that's going to be posted on there. Anytime there's upcoming events, we have new t-shirts in store, new product that lands, an upcoming sporting event, anything that you might need throughout your time at UH, we'll be able to post on there and kind of interact with you guys. We also occasionally do little surveys. We recently had a t-shirt giveaway. So if you don't follow us, we highly suggest you do that so that you can keep in contact with us. Another thing is we have Sugarland students, and there's not a bookstore at Sugarland. So one of the ways that we're servicing our students over there is via virtual support on our website and email accounts. But we also, at the beginning of every semester, open our website up that allows them to choose Sugarland as a pickup location. We preset that date, and then when the orders are ready, we take that over to the Sugarland campus at the scheduled date and time so that students can come pick up those items. So if you haven't taken advantage of that yet, look out for that at the beginning of each term. We're also in talks about some upcoming things we're looking into, so we might have a pop-up in the future. We're still kind of developing what that looks like, so if you have any suggestions, you can always feel free to reach out to us. On the next slide, I wanted to talk about some of those new items that are constantly arriving. So although we do post some of it on social media, in some cases we don't, because sometimes we get more than one item. So I wanted to point out some of the things that I've really been happy about and able to help our planners at our home office kind of formulate what are students looking for. So we were able to recently inquire the Cougar Paw sign on a couple different brands. And so that was really exciting for us, as it's not something that just says University of Houston. Same thing with our sayings on campus, Go Cougs, Whose House. We recently got those on t-shirts as well. So always keep an eye out for new product in the store, as we are getting product daily. And then next up, I wanted to talk about our pilot program that just launched. So that's the real big thing I want to talk about today. Is this is an opportunity for students to save money on course materials. Now, not everything is on this program. It is just a pilot. We had 16 courses and 48 sections in the spring 2022 pilot. That's approximately 4,600 students that were enrolled in those classes, which 96% of students participated in. This was an overall savings between $15 to $259 off the price of a new retail book, depending on what materials was used in that. Now, again, this was a pilot program, so those participating in our Cougar Textbook Access Program, what we call CTAP for short, you're automatically enrolled in the program when you register for the course. The fee is added to your student fee bill. So you pay for the materials when you're paying for your course at the campus. With that, it's loaded into your programs, whether it's a courseware, it could be inside your Blackboard account. You just click on it and go to your access code. Or if it's a digital book, and that's what we did this semester was digital only materials to start with. There's another site that you'll get an email and directions on how to access those digital materials. The benefits of this is significant savings over the new retail pricing of the books. As with CTAP, we're able to negotiate pricing even further. You can potentially use your financial aid to cover those fees if you have enough financial aid left over to go from tuition to fees. And you're better prepared on the first day of class. You get these materials before or on the class start date. We're also looking into other options for future programs where it might be physical books. But with those digital materials, you get to highlight, take notes, make flashcards and different study aids. So if you haven't tried a digital book yet, we highly suggest that might be something you look into a future semester of looking into and seeing how does that work for you. Now, there are some classes, though, where that book may be able to purchase on top of your digital fees at a lower price than the physical book because it's a different type of physical book. So more information coming for the future. There is a website that you can also look at on the auxiliary services site to learn more if you have any questions, or feel free to reach out to us via email at auxiliaryservices@UH or 2160mgr@Follett. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know. And now I'm going to hand it back over to Nadine to talk about vending.
Thanks, Samantha. Hello, Nadine here again. In addition to the campus store, I also oversee our vending program for the University of Houston, and I have some brief but exciting updates to share. So first, let's take a look back at the great events and programming that we had or had started in the fall 21 semester. The University of Houston was selected to participate in Coca-Cola's pilot program to test their new line of smart coolers. These coolers allow our partners at Coke to vend non-traditional products that you might not find in a regular vending machine, such as glass bottles or bigger bottle sizes. It comes equipped with cameras that detect customer selections to allow you to leisurely browse the products that they have in the cooler, and you would only get charged for the drinks that you take out of the cooler. If you're interested in testing out one for yourself, we have 3 of these coolers installed here on campus. One is at the first floor student lounge in MD Anderson. There's another in the vending bank or breezeway area of Hoffman Hall across from Einstein's Bagels. And our third one is installed in the basement of the Student Center South building right next to Starbucks. This past fall, we've also begun the process of updating some of the older vending models that we had installed at the UH Sugarland campus with newer glass front models. So that project is currently underway. And of course, as we progress through the semester and continue to foster our relationships with our vending partners, we will continue to explore ways in which we can support our students and the campus community over at Sugarland. So just be on the lookout for new information on that. This previous semester, our partners at Canteen Snack Vending Services also integrated an easy way for students and customers in general to receive refunds for product losses at their machines. So if you happen to lose money or have an issue with any of their snacks, all you need to do is scan the QR code that's located on each of the machine stickers, follow the prompts, and Canteen will issue you an electronic check that will be sent directly to your preferred email address. We are also committed to enhancing student engagement with our vending program this year. In the fall 21 semester, we were able to bring the Coca-Cola Holiday Caravan here on campus, which garnered a participation of around 150 student and staff members. They were able to enjoy great holiday music, lights from the caravan, free product and swag, and of course, photos with good old Santa himself. And that's not all. This year, or this spring semester, the Houston Rodeo is actually celebrating their 90th anniversary, and they have partnered with Coca-Cola to do a sampling event here on our campus to celebrate the occasion. So they are scheduled to come on March the 3rd. We have booked the Student Center North Lawn from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and are currently wrapping up the reservation process on that part. So if you happen to be free or passing by, please, come and stop and enjoy the event. They'll be giving away some free product samples and also rodeo-themed swag to celebrate the 90th anniversary of the Houston Rodeo. So this leads me to my next slide, please. Speaking of events, our great Coca-Cola campus ambassador, Jimena, you see her on the slide right there, is hosting sampling events each month for the spring 22 semester. We're really trying to center these sampling events around themes for each of the months where she has these events, and she's scheduled at the food court table over at the Student Center South building. She just celebrated the Valentine's Day themed event this last Monday, which garnered a lot of traction thanks to the great work that we have with our partnership with our communication folks and just reaching out to those student organizations and student body members. So this is the remaining lineup that we have for the remainder of the spring. We're going to start off with the Rodeo Caravan promotion. We have something in store for March Madness, National Vitamin C Day, and of course, supporting just Fanta Finals, or that finals week for students. And that actually concludes my portion of this town hall. So I will pass the baton along to Christopher Caldwell to do UH dining updates. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Christopher Caldwell, and I am a graduate student currently serving as the chair for the Food Services Advisory Committee. This committee serves in an advisory capacity to the Senior Vice President for Administration and Finance and the Associate Vice President for Administration with regard to the university's residential and retail food and beverage programs and the vending program. The committee works with various constituent groups in a proactive way to ensure there's support for future food service offerings and operational plans, new program initiatives, utilization of Cougar Cash, and UH decentralized food service environments, and other issues which affect satisfaction, quality, and customer service orientation. Membership on the committee includes students, faculty, and staff members from the UH community. To start, I want to discuss the meal plan proposals for the academic years 2022 through 2024. Changes to meal plans are done on a 2-year basis. This year, there were several considerations that went into meal plan proposal increases, so I want to talk through those. First, we look at the price of goods. Obviously, as most of us know, there's been a national average competitor increase in the southern region at 8.9%. So the price of goods from the previous 2 years have increased at a significant rate. Obviously, due to the pandemic and a number of other factors, supply chain has become destabilized, unpredictable, and it's resulted in an increase in a 5 to 15% across the nation. Moving on to the value of plans, the current UH meal plans have a very strong market value, and they're costed at 11.1% below average, while we provide more hours here on campus than most other institutions around the nation. We are one of the few institutions that has a 24-hour dining program. All those things coupled with the labor increase, UH does offer a 7.4% higher employee cost index than the 6.9%. All of these things have obviously blended together to come up with a price increase. It's important to know that the price of goods are higher, supply chain is destabilized, but also coupled with those things, we have a labor increase, but we also have a really, really big value in plans for our students here on campus, our meal plans here on campus, coupled with the service that they're getting. And that has come out to the 2-year recommendation. Listed on the screen now are the recommendations for all of the meal plans, currently with the 2021 through 2022 current rates for all of the plans, as well as the 2022-2023 proposed plans that will go to the Board of Regents. These plans are all the same, and our students will get the same offerings with some really exciting things to come in the future. There is a 5 to 7% increase across the board on all of these, for an average of a 6.2% increase in year one for those meal plans. Now I would like to introduce Charles Pereira, Vice President of Operations for Chartwell's, the university's food service provider, and Alexis Mendoza, Chartwell's District Marketing Manager, to take us through other updates from UH Dining.
Thanks, Christopher, and thanks everyone for your time today. I just wanted to start by showing a map of what we call our food print. This recognizes food service across the campus. And we like to highlight a couple things here: Boost mobile ordering and the locations that it's available at, as well as Starship Robot delivery and our Red Combo meal exchange. Meal exchanges are a core part of our program, and we like to attribute all the different locations that offer it. This is a good aerial view of how encompassing food service is on campus, and we do utilize our food truck program to get into some of the underserved parts of campus to ensure that we have proficient food service to cover the entire campus. On the next slide, we wanted to take the opportunity to remarket all of the great things that we're doing at the Sugar Land campus. So we do have our Cougar Corner location that continues to be open and offers Starbucks blended and barista focused drinks, as well as grab and go snacks. We also do have mobile ordering available there with integration of Cougar Cash. And then we continue to have our Chick-fil-A pop-up on Mondays and Wednesdays, as well as our rotating food truck schedule on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll turn it over to Alexis now.
Thank you, Charles. So Charles has gone over kind of the aerial view and our services at Sugar Land, but how can you stay on top of all this information and stay in the know? One of my favorite things to share is the phrase knowledge is power, and I truly believe that. So how can you stay in the know with dining? Two really great platforms, and believe me, we have lots more ways to keep you in the loop, but two I want to highlight today are our Dine on Campus app. So our Dine on Campus app feeds from our Dine on Campus website, and the app is really fit to your mobile device so that you are seeing this information easily and efficiently from your phone. The app is free. Just search Dine on Campus in your Play Store, and you can download that. The app this is not an exhaustive list, but it includes things like menus, hours of operation. You can send us feedback through the app. You can check out our events, our specials. You can contact our executive team, and you can even see a map of where you're at as it relates to our dining locations. So again, if you don't want to download the mobile app, visit the website. There's lots of great information, and we keep it updated as much as possible. And then our Instagram account. So we have accounts on all of the social media platforms. You can follow us at UH Foodie. This is one of the many ways that we meet you where you're at. So we have lots of information that we're pushing out daily on our Instagram account, on our Twitter, on our Facebook. Some of those are highlighted here on this slide. Again, we've got live teaching classes that we stream on our Instagram account. We have live event coverage. You can find all of the dining questions you could ever have. You can find those answers at the link in our bio. So lots of great information here, including vegan and vegetarian information and where you can find more of those foods. All right, so I talked a lot about us pushing information out, but how do you get information to us? So how do you push that through to us? So we have lots of ongoing options for you to send your feedback and give us your opinion. One of those that is ongoing right now is our dining guest satisfaction survey. So if you scan that QR code on your screen, it will take you to the survey. It takes only a few minutes, and we are doing kind of a tiered incentive program. So you could have a chance to win $200 in Cougar Cash, $50 in Cougar Cash, or $10 in Cougar Cash, depending on when you complete this survey. So again, scan that QR code, it'll take you right to it, and it only takes a few minutes. And we analyze the data from this survey to help improve the dining program. So really a great chance to get your opinion in there and really have a say in the growth of the program. And then last but certainly not least, of the platforms we're going over now, is we call it chat back. So really what it is it's a phone number directly to our leadership team. So if you have a question, a concern, a comment relating to either retail, Cougar Woods, or Moody. So if you just want to take a screenshot of what we have up here for you, you can save those phone numbers as dining retail, dining Cougar Woods, and text us just as if you were texting your bestie. It's going to go straight to our phones at any time, and we will text you back as soon as we can. So this is a great, quick way to get a hold of us. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Charles. We had a recent focus group and we've built an action plan for you. So I'm going to pass it back over to him.
Yeah, thank you, Alexis. Internally as an organization, we send visiting marketing managers and leaders to other accounts to conduct focus group to get an unbiased view. And coming out of the pandemic last semester, we had a significant strain on our workforce and labor challenges, as well as supply chain, and just very difficult to have a readily and continuous supply of products. So it definitely put a strain on the experience of our guests and the program. And nonetheless, we still wanted to hear some detailed feedback to ensure that we're continuing to evolve and develop the program. So what we've listed here, some of the core takeaways we got from these focus groups, as well as some action items that we as a team and organization are working to ensure that these issues are resolved moving forward. The first one, really notice improper usage of gloves and masks. One of our safety measures at the beginning of the pandemic, before we didn't know what we know today, was we had all of our associates in gloves, and we've since reverted back to the food service standard, which is gloves are worn when handling ready-to-eat foods, and we hope that utilizing gloves only when handling ready-to-eat foods will diminish the amount of improper usage that we were seeing when we had every associate wearing glass, from a cash register associate to a dishwasher. Poor guest service at select locations. So we're focusing on role-playing exercises in our pre-shifts. We have our managers a little bit more prevalent on the floor, touching tables and talking to our guests to get direct feedback, as well as to perform service recovery in the moment. So we try to recover issues while they're still dining with us versus when they leave disgruntled or unhappy. Some wider access to menus and allergens, and Alexis has kind of shared a fair amount of what we're doing in terms of Dine on Campus. We are in the process of changing our provider that displays our menus in our dining facilities. We had a fair amount of challenges getting our menus accurately displayed digitally for the last semester and a half, and we're excited to transition to a more practical program that we hope will be more efficient and organized. A request for enhanced late night options. So we've remodeled our late night program at Moody, as well as partnered with the marketing team to do a Do You Know series to kind of re-highlight and re-emphasize all the different offerings that we have across campus. The next slide will continue to show some other items. So more diverse foods, including Mexican cuisine. So being in Texas, we took that one to heart and we launched a new street eats station at Moody featuring tacos and gyros. So very just authentic Mexican tacos and house-made salsas. So we're excited to add that station into our program. Including vegan offerings and more options at Moody. So we've refreshed the salad bar. We've added the new street eats station. The lactose-free ice cream machine has received really great feedback. So we're continuing to take your feedback and tweak and enhance the program to suit what our guests are demanding and want. Another item was more salad availability on campus. So we had some new salads at Einstein's, as well as a market salad back at Chick-fil-A. We do have the salad robot in Student Center, and we have an extensive salad program in our market stores. So just refreshing the marketing and communication on that. A lot of the times is our guests aren't aware of all the different varieties and options. And then enhanced meal trade options. So we do have all-day meal trades available at market stores, and we've also added hot grab-and-go items in our market stores. So an additional option for meal exchange as well as what was added last semester, or at the beginning of this semester, I should say. I think I turn it back to you here, Alexis.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a continuation really of our action plan from the focus group we conducted at the end of last semester. So part of the action plan, as Charles alluded to or mentioned, was a Did You Know series. So what we found from a lot of that feedback was that we were doing some of those things that were requested, but maybe it was just a matter of telling our story. So you may have noticed maybe my voice or somebody's voice on our team up on our Instagram and Facebook and TikTok platforms to tell you a little bit about what's going on as it unfolds, and to also tell you maybe some of those things you didn't know but that are already happening. So like the ice cream machine at Moody being lactose free, which is super exciting for any of us that are staying away from dairy. We mentioned some of our later night hours over at Student Center because we did get some requests for some nighttime openings, but we already had some of those things happening. So really the point of this series is to push graphics and videos and posts, so a series of communications to our guests, you, so that you know what's going on and you know some of those really fun facts about dining so that we're all more informed. So I'm not going to read the rest of them to you, but again, if you want to take a snapshot or if you want to reach out to us on our platforms, we're happy to discuss. Alrighty, so this one kind of came in just in the nick of time. Today is the last day to do this. So we're offering an opportunity for those students that may not live on campus and may not be required to have a plan to purchase a plan. Our unlimited plans become cheaper as the semester goes on because those are prorated plans. So their price decreases by the day. So today is the last day for you to either sign up for a plan if you don't already have one, or if you already have a plan, to upgrade your current one. If you do those things under the stipulations for our campaign, then you are going to be able to get a punch card, which will give you free coffee for the rest of the spring semester at our market stores. And one of our market stores offers a Starbucks machine. So this is really a fun deal. If you are on the fence about purchasing a plan, you can grab the details at our social media platforms or just send us a quick message. But again, today is the last day. So if you're looking to upgrade your plan or maybe add one of those block or unlimited plans, this is your push to do that. Okay, and then lastly, but again, not least, we always like to give a snapshot of what's going on for the month. So we've had a couple of these events actually already happen pretty successfully, but we've got some things that are ongoing or coming up. So today we are giving out DIY chocolate dipping kits for students who signed up on our platforms. We also have an amazing classic chicken and cheese quesadilla LTO running for the rest of the month at Asado. So that is fresh, fresh tortillas and made just for you. Lots of other great LTOs going on in our retail locations, and a really fun one tomorrow at Moody. It's called Delightful. So we'll be giving away free items. We'll have a customized coffee bar going on. We'll even give you some opportunities to give back to your fellow Cougs. So that's a really fun one happening at lunch tomorrow, again at Moody. And if you haven't already followed us on our platforms, we are hosting, as we do every month, a virtual teaching class called Teaching Kitchen. So join us for that. All right, I'm going to pass it back over to Deb, maybe.
Yep, it's me again. All right, thank you. And I apologize if it's a little noisy in the background. There's some construction going on outside my window. But I wanted to thank all of our presenters for your energy and enthusiasm in your presentations. It's actually coming up. I don't know if I want to say anniversary, but we're coming up on the 2-year start date of the pandemic. It's been a tough 2 years, I think, for all of us involved. But we just really want to thank our UH family for bearing with us through it all. You've heard references to supply chain issues and labor shortages. You know, that's been the case across the nation, and we certainly have had those effects here. And so it's been challenging to work through, and we know that there have been some service issues that have resulted from that, but we're working hard to get back to 100%. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to our partners for their commitment in working through some really challenging times. Coke is our beverage partner, Canteen is our snack vending partner, and of course Follett for the campus store, and Chartwell's for dining and food services. So they've all worked really hard to ensure that we were able to keep our services up and running as best we could under these really challenging times. So thank you very much to all of our partners. Okay, so I do see that there are some questions that have popped up in the chat. Samantha, first one is for you. Can everyone participate in the Grad Fair?
Thanks for the question. Absolutely. So anyone can come to the Grad Fair. This is a great opportunity to learn what might be expected of you for future, as you're building up your how much you're going to be spending in your entire college career, right? So if you have questions, want to buy early so that you can take pictures early, anything like that, you are free to come to the Grad Fair.
All right, thank you. And we have a couple of questions related to dining. So there's a couple of questions, Charles or Alexis, that is related to Tech Bridge as far as food options at the Tech Bridge. And our food truck's going to be coming back into the rotation there.
Hi, yeah, so we had pre-pandemic had the food trucks there, and the revenue stream was below the threshold that they require to fulfill their shifts, and for that reason we suspended service there. But we're happy to, now that we're seeing the campus come back and things are growing in terms of revenue and just campus activity, we can definitely explore getting a truck back there. I think we used to have it there on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we can explore doing that again and seeing if the revenue and there's demand for it. So yeah, we could take that back as an action item.
Okay, and then another question for you. I know that plastic seems to be the new cash, but it would be really nice if dining options that open at 7 would be prepared to accept cash.
Thanks for the question or comment. And yes, when we open at 7, we should be ready to take cash. That is our standard. We have had a few times where our recycler that dispenses cash would be, having a technical issue or broken, and we were unable to retrieve. We have had a few challenges with Brinks as well, picking up on time, so that's impacted sometimes our ability. But our standard is when we open to have cash readily available. So we will take that back and share with the team as well to ensure that that's being adhered to.
Okay, and then if you want to talk more about the ice cream at Moody, very popular, I know. They're asking if they're all lactose intolerant, or excuse me, if they're all lactose free.
Alexis, and you can clarify me here, but yes, it's 2 flavors, chocolate and vanilla, and it is lactose free. We had it previously at Cougar Woods, and we actually brought it over to Moody, and we have it served with bowls and cones, and it's been well received by our guests.
I would say on that one, a little bit of a pro tip too. I love the lactose-free ice cream. I get mine in a bowl, and then I kind of walk around the dining hall and see if there isn't toppings I can put on my ice cream. So that's pro tip for everyone.
So what's your favorite? You put cereal on there or something, nuts, fruit?
I do. Sometimes I put Fruit Loops, which is super embarrassing. But if I can find cereal or granola, whatever cereal Moody has available, it adds a little bit of a crunch.
Texture, yeah.
Yeah, definitely a texture thing.
That is a good pro tip. And then Charles, just the commenter was just saying that it does seem to be an issue with having cash at the locations at 7. So I know you said you're going to take that back and address that.
Yes, will do.
And then there's another question. Are the food trucks required to be on campus and ready to go from 11 to 3 or whatever time the schedule says? Oftentimes we have tried to visit a food truck at noon and they're not open or ready to take orders yet.
Yeah, that's also an issue, that their schedule is 11:30 to 2:30. So at noon, if they're not open, they're not being punctual with their service. Again, if that's communicated via a chat backlink, we can hold our vendors accountable for that and utilize that in determining if they can return if they have habitual attendance issues.
Yeah, so that chat back, Sarah, I don't know if you can maybe go back to the slide that had the numbers there. That's the one that Alexis was talking about earlier, which helps us to address an issue in the moment. So if you want to take that number down or do the text, then if you go and you're expecting the food truck to be there because it's between 11:30 and 2:30 and they're not there or they're not ready to serve, use that chat back number to let us know and we can address it right at the moment.
And for food truck feedback, it would be that first retail number that you would save in.
Okay, are there any other questions for campus store vending or dining and food? And we do, if you want to go back to the last slide, Sarah, this is our email address, so you can email us at any time if you think of questions later. We have information available on our website. We have our email address and our phone number available there, so you can either call or email us at any time. And then there is also, Sarah, if you wouldn't mind putting the survey link in the chat. So for those of you who are still on here, it's really, I think there's like 3 questions on there. It's really fast. So if you wouldn't mind just clicking on that and answering that, just to see if the content that we had here today was to your expectations, or if you have any other suggestions about what you'd like to see in future town halls. All right, well, I don't see any more questions popping up. Let's see. Is that link there, Sarah?
Yes, it's in the chat.
Okay. I'm looking at, okay, I see it. Yeah, so if you can click on that, it's really fast. We'd really appreciate your feedback on that. All right, well, this concludes our town hall for today. I want to thank again our partners for participating, and our student chairs for Bookstore and our Food Services Advisory Committee. And then of course, I want to thank all of you who joined us here, whether you're faculty, staff, or students. And we look forward to keeping in touch as we go through the spring semester. Thank you.